do this. 3, 2, 1. This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 582. I am Brian Kill. This sucks. But hey, we're here. We are going to share some amazing news this week. And sad news item that I actually wanted to start off. I'm just going to jump right into, did we get anything this week? Diecast. What did you get this week? And
I got Blast Off, but I don't have that down here. I also got Dinobot and his very broken arm that broke on the review.
He has one special arm that there was like it. No other. Oh wait, others have broken. Never mind.
It broke itself. I did not break it because look, you can ratchet this one up no problem. It was the other one when I ratcheted up, it just broke.
But according to the people on your YouTube channel, people viewing, they always said you're an idiot and you ratcheted it too hard.
Yeah.
I got sick of making alternate YouTube accounts after a while, and I just gave up.
The other thing, there are a couple other things that I've experienced because I got him on Monday and I reviewed it on Monday. So there are some things I noticed about it that I kind of noticed when I was doing the review. His legs have a lot of play between the ratchets, if you can see that. And then he either leans forward if you have the legs straight up in the air. Let me get his arm out of the way. He either leans forward, or if you hit the next ratchet back, he leans back. So you can never get him in a straight up standing pose. There's things about it, like he just feels proportionally off. Like I think his chest section is way too large, which they had to do probably to get the dino head in there. Also, his neck is a little bit thicker than I think it should be. But he does have light up eyes, and if you hold the button, they will change the green, which I did not know when I recorded the review. Someone told me. He's a very heavy figure. He doesn't want to hold his own weight, either in robot or dino mode.
Have you? I think the thing to fix that, have you found its rigid grille structure yet?
I have not.
Okay.
No, you might look near the unprotected cargo hatch. I hear it's bearing in on it.
Okay.
Yeah, and that'll pop up later on.
And there also are some paint that's starting to chip.
So I got it too, and I haven't transformed it yet, but I don't know what the actual proportions are on a Velociraptor, but
not that.
Yeah, but he's just so broad. Like when I don't know. Like I want to make like Yodinobot jokes, like Yodinobot so fat that insert mama joke pun.
It's very accurate to the proportions of the CGI model.
Yeah.
That was also incredibly wrong.
Yeah, but I mean it's like a valid falsehood. It's accurate to what we saw, but what we saw found out actually was wrong after a point. So it's like it's right, but it's wrong. Hopefully I'm wondering if there's someone out there that bought like 3 or 4, and they got the guy from Jurassic Park doing the thing where he's holding back the Velociraptor.
There's that. Yeah, I've already seen that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm looking at some renders right now of an actual Velociraptor, and I guess it depends on the species. Most of them are not that. It's not that thick in the hips, but there are a couple that you could say might be that thick in the hips, but most aren't.
The Raptor doesn't bother me as much as his robot mode, and it's a shame because I like to leave my figures in robot mode.
Yeah,
I'm just really upset that, and again, this is I think Matt was going to comment on this, and Matt uses as a lead-in about how a figure. I mentioned this on Twitter. Really expensive toys should not have bargain basement instructions, and that's kind of what I've been hearing. Is the instructions are very, very low quality, very not visually friendly on what's moving where, and that's just. If this is going to be a true masterpiece, even your instructions show a level of competence that we're not really seeing.
Yeah.
I think they're messing with us because like they put really nice ratchets in the wrist that work really well, and then the ankles where they should be are just friction, and it's not enough to hold the weight of the figure. Like,
So I'm reading the chat right now, and some of the comments are basically, yeah, he's a little out of proportion to a Velociraptor, but he's dead on to the animation because he was that way, which it makes sense. And of course they have to make some concessions to make the robot mode work. But the best comment though is your Dinobot looks constipated, and that is exactly right.
I looked at his neck in the video because I watched when Dinobot died, and his neck was not that fat. It was not that fat.
So I haven't transformed mine to robot mode yet. Hey, John, I haven't transformed mine to robot mode yet. I was going to do it during the show, but I really lost all interest in doing that. I just, between the coughing, I may be running a fever now. I definitely don't want to risk it after you broke yours.
Yeah. Oh, and Brian, this guy named XV Braun who made a Chicken Boo reference, I think he needs to be, kicked from the chat.
Of course, that went right over my head.
Chicken Boo makes everything worse, of course, as we all know. So that's not helping add insult to injury, literally, in Dinobot's case.
What's the matter with you?
Yeah,
his arm broke. That's why.
I wish I didn't buy him. He was a very expensive Masterpiece.
Wow,
I think I feel the same way. I haven't transformed it to robot mode yet, but just having it, I think I'd rather have the money.
That's not something Takara probably want. I mean, they could probably care less what we think, but
I'm just sitting here full of smug satisfaction right now. Just go ahead.
Yeah, well, but I mean, and I'll be honest, this does cause me to have some worry from Megatron, even though he's a lot simpler transformation. If the tolerances are not there during assembly, crack, fall, boom, there goes $200+ down the crapper because a screw was too tight or a ratchet wasn't lubed or the stars weren't in proper alignment or something.
And I hate how it has the giant elaborate stand because you're paying extra for that. And
that stand's so cheap too.
But it's so big cheap. And I think it's a pretty nice stand, honestly.
I mean, he needs a stand because he can't stand on his own. Yeah. So I
don't think they realized that when they decided to include the stand, but
yeah. The ratchet. You have one ratchet that falls apart. You got one ratchet that's in its wrist that's really nice, and no ratchets in the feet on either mode. Just it's like something doesn't add up.
Well, and especially as unposable as you made the Raptor mode legs look too, it doesn't seem like the ankle joint should be that loose and flexible in the first place. There's no point.
Right, because the whole upper part of the leg doesn't move. It's tabbed in. It's not supposed to move.
I mean, I think with Dinobot, Takara basically flew too close to the sun here. They wanted to make this character, but at the same time, they were taking on one of the two most impossible to actually realize as a real transforming object character designs. The other one arguably being Cindersaur, whose robot mode literally has zero relation to the beast mode. If they could make that one work, I'll be really impressed. Yeah, Megatron, I think, probably has a better chance just because the show model did not deviate that much from how the original toy actually worked. Of course, there was proportion tweaks and everything, but the fundamentals of the engineering are all just right there. It should be a lot easier to actually make a good thing out of that. And even if it's not, I don't care. I will find a nice chair for it and pose it sitting in robot mode, forever brushing its dino hands teeth, and I will be satisfied with that.
And the Ultra Class Megatron is actually a pretty decent figure. I mean, they could use the same engineering and just make it Masterpiece style just by using that mold.
But the one thing is that if Takara is going to make us pay hot toy and sideshow prices for these figures, we need Hot Toys and Sideshow prices, quality. Otherwise, you're going to have people like Diecast and Brian who have purchased, they have cognitive dissonance from spending that much money on a figure that is basically breakable.
Don said cognitive dissonance. That is awesome.
I thought he said cognitive dissidence.
Dissonance.
No, he said dissonance, but I think the term I would go with is regret.
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't have two simultaneous conflicting
remorse
thoughts and ideas in my head so much. Exactly. I mean, I kind of just wish I hadn't bought it. But with that being said, the question is in the chat, and we talked about it. Like, if Megatron's $100 more, are we still getting it? Megatron ended up being about $10 more. So.
Yeah, if you got the Amazon Japan pre-order at the right time, it was a pretty good deal, actually.
Yeah, but the question is, I don't know. We'll see. But we're suckers, I kind of got to buy this stuff.
I'm getting Megatron. I mean, I think they'll do much better with him.
And to Don's point about Hot Toys pricing versus Hot Toys quality, we have to keep in mind a Hot Toys figure can be big and super detailed. It doesn't have to transform. There's a lot less.
Right, I agree, but I'm still saying you're not getting what you're paying for at these price levels right now. If Dinobot is going to be a looking glass into the possible future. Arguably,
to get equivalent quality to a Hot Toys thing, to roll with your example, you'd be looking at like double the price.
Yes, exactly.
Basically, like that's just
you think so?
Absolutely. Because because the complexity of a Transformer compared to a Hot Toys toy, absolutely. You're looking at $400 to $600.
Okay, well, that's fair. That's fair.
If you think about it, the Flame Toys Drift and the Tarn that's coming out are essentially the Hot Toys comparison. They don't transform. They're just super detailed, superposable, and from what I recall of hearing people talk about the Drift, it was also built really nice. So I mean, that's basically your apples to apples right there, and it's the same price level.
That's a much better comparison. It's just I just find paying this much money for toys and not getting an equivalent level of quality. Again, like you said, the Dinobot was basically, Pandora's box, and they were trying to, open it with a sledgehammer.
And then turn it inside out.
Yeah. So, what else did you get diecast?
Just Blast Off.
Why is Blast Off mistransformed in the package?
I don't think that's a new development, though, diecast.
It didn't occur to me really till I opened it that Blast Off is mistransformed in the package, and I think there's room in the package. Let me double check. Yeah, there should be room in the package to actually have it completely transformed correctly, but it's not. So, but it's not a big deal. It only takes a second to fix. I got Blast Off, plus I got the Wave 3 Prime Masters, the Legends class figures, Outback and Cindersaur, and
isn't Cindersaur pretty? The colors on that, the colors really work on that mold.
Yeah, I think so, and I'll have Repugnance tomorrow.
Friday
and
for me.
For Raptor, it's much better scale.
Yeah, it is. You're exactly right.
And the arms stay on.
Yeah, I think I'll have my Repugnance.
I haven't
Friday
broke this one yet.
See.
Yeah. Jason, did you get anything?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the same. I got Blast Off. He's currently on my Bruticus, so the fake Blast Off has been removed. I got my BBTS in the day after we recorded last week, so I have another Rippersnapper now. I did have another Hunger, but I did get rid of that one, so thanks to Anthony for taking that one off my hands. Let's see, Wave 3 Legends and Prime Masters. I don't know if I'm keeping the Legends, though, because I already have both molds, and I looked them in the package, and I was like, I don't know.
Well, you already have them in your possession. You might as well keep them at this point.
I mean, there's a good chance I will. And the funniest part is, I say that about the molds, but the two other things I got was, I got RID Prime and RID Grimlock, which are two molds I already have, just in different colors. But I like the molds so much, I got them again. So apparently for RID, I'm okay with that. But for Power of the Primes, I'm hesitant to open them again. I'm strange. I don't know what else to say about that. So, but
at least you recognize the strangeness and are able to address it.
It's hard to avoid. It's very hard to miss.
I think recognizing and addressing are two separate things here, and he's only accomplished one of those.
You could be right.
Yeah.
But that's it for me.
Yeah. Chris?
So I don't think I bought anything, but I did get from my Amazon wish list a nice new shirt.
Oh, awesome.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
There was no note in the package, so I don't know who sent it, but whoever you are, thank you. I like this a lot. It's a very nice shirt.
Cool. Matt.
Okay, how are you feeling about off-topic stuff this week, Brian?
I don't care.
We have time. Diecast didn't get a full load this week.
Good. So I picked up some more Marvel Legends. I got me some more Thunderbolts. I got Speed Demon, Boomerang, and Shocker.
Oh, nice.
Still a couple figures I can pick up. The one thing I really wanted from San Diego Comic-Con, Psycho Green Ranger.
Oh, nice.
All right.
How did you accomplish that?
Found one for a decent price I was willing to pay. So,
Good.
Okay.
it is really nice. It feels like the quality is bumped up from every figure before it. It's too bad that Bandai lost the license and won't be making these anymore.
Wait for is perfect and canceled.
Yeah. There's paint on the back of a Bandai figure and everything. It's
Oh my
amazing.
gosh!
Convention premium,
It's a Christmas miracle.
Yeah. And I got a new Kaku Ranger Doron changer because my old one met with an unfortunate circumstance and is no longer complete. But I got another one. So
What happened to it?
there are some small pieces, and let's just say I've learned not to keep a trash.
Hi.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't look that bad.
No, but, you know.
That's
If
barely
he drops
even
off,
orange.
we drop off.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll just keep talking to ourselves and then send him a recording so he has a podcast.
That works.
I don't have any recording going. Hopefully Jason does.
Yeah.
I do.
Hooray!
Okay, then we should be set.
All right.
Yeah, we don't need you, Brian.
That's true. Yeah, I'll just go.
Yeah, if we end up dropping off live stream, maybe we'll just interact with the chat a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on to on-topic things. I got the Hot Soldiers Cliffjumper and Hubcap 2-pack, and Cliffjumper has the best third-party name ever. He is Flyover Mountain.
That's amazing.
It sounds like
Awesome.
literally translated
Yes.
Chinese at that point.
What's Hubcap's name?
Tax.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Cliffjumper is called Flyover Mountain. Doesn't really matter. They are pretty nice. They are incredibly hollow from the back.
Ooh,
Like
yeah.
there's
Wow.
he does come with like a little backpack thing that will plug in there to cover that up a little bit, makes it look better. His torso is a little bit elongated for my personal preference, but I mean I like it, and it was a 2-pack for $30.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Dang.
the car modes are really nice. They come with pistols and the bazookas from More Than Meets the Eye when he tries to shoot Megatron and misses with a bazooka.
How do they compare in size with like the real Legends Bumblebee? Because considering we're never going to get Hubcap or Cliffjumper as official Legends at this point, I might need to consider this myself.
Well, hold on a second because I opened these right before the show and haven't had a chance to compare yet. Let me
And
go.
as far as Cliffjumper missing, I like that in the G2 version of that episode, they use one of the overlays to actually show his crosshairs veering off of Megatron at the last second. Still inexplicably, but like they still tried to kind of patch over, like, why did he miss? He has a rocket launcher.
Yeah.
And the
Okay,
element of surprise.
So, I got Cindersaur in the mail too. So here is a side by side comparison.
Okay, cool.
Or
Oh, that's pretty
scale.
good. Yeah, that
So,
would work.
yeah, pretty good.
I can usually live with the hollow stuff. That's just a little too hollow for me.
Well, you said there's like a backpack piece you can put in, though.
Yeah, you got to put it in though.
Yeah, but if you're going to leave it in robot mode most of the time, who cares?
Yeah.
And with Cindersaur, I also got Outback. So
Nice.
Nice.
I am so close to having a complete mini-bot collection, in
And yet so
updated
far-
forms, and it will just never be completed now.
Wasn't there like a screenshot of somebody on Twitter complaining about Outback being a repaint?
Outback has always been.
I know that's the
well, that would be the point.
that was the
I
news
don't
being passed
recall
around.
seeing that myself.
Yeah, like I want to make the joke, but I don't
People
want people to think I'm
complain?
serious.
No, but that does remind me of way back during Armada when Aaron Archer was posting on TFW as Orson and was talking about Armada Skywarp coming out and it having the retooled parts, and somebody replied saying, "Couldn't you make that just as a straight recolor instead?" Maybe. I don't remember exactly what his response was, but you can kind of imagine, what he must have been thinking at that point.
Yeah.
I got the Wave 3 Prime Masters.
What do you
so
think?
I got Bludgeon, Bomb Burst, and Octopunch. I like them. I mean,
me too.
I've always liked these things. It saddens me that there won't be any more.
Yeah,
Yeah, I wish we would
I
have got
love
a
them
shelf for
too.
the other ones.
I have absolutely no need for the ones in that San Diego Comic-Con set. Without the Pretender shells, they are dead to me. So,
Yeah, pretty much.
I got Blastoff as well. I'll have Repugnance tomorrow, but
You
Blastoff.
all.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. The colors on this look way better than the Unite Warriors version, and the plastic just feels a lot better. I don't know what the difference in the plastic was, but this feels like solid. The
Jason, just remember yours
Unite
is going to be
Warriors was
missing a
kind of
claw.
questionable.
yeah.
And I also got Power of the Primes Wreck-Gar
Wow.
and
All
Power of the
right.
Primes Wreck-Gar
Did you find it in the
and
store?
Power of the Primes Wreck-Gar
How much
Oh,
money
here
did
we
you
go.
throw at Robot
and
Kingdom?
Power of the Primes Wreck-Gar.
That is amazing.
Matt,
You
where
got those
in-
from Toy Dojo, didn't you?
No, I did get them from Robot Kingdom.
Oh, okay. So that was a lot of shipping then, wasn't it?
Yeah, but if
Yeah, but divided by 4.
Yeah, you don't have
Yeah.
a Walgreens candy.
okay, but I have
no,
to ask
no,
Matt,
I do not.
why?
What?
Why would you troop build?
Because it's a Junkion.
Because
But
a
it's the
junkie.
same Junkion. It's
Did you
No, it's a
see-
different Junkion than we've got
Did you-
before.
Did you see season 3, Don? They kept reusing, even the Lithonian character models.
I did see season
All the
3.
Junkions look
That's
the same.
why. That's why I prefer season 2. That's why.
Yeah, I was only willing to pay the Robot Kingdom shipping because I was getting multiples. Like,
Right.
Okay.
I do have standards. And I got the Big Bad Toy Store and Captured Prey orders in this week, so I have, as well as my Abominus on my shelf back there, I also have, another entire Terracon team on card and in box, which I'm fine with. I like the Terracons.
And if you're going to TFCon, that might be good trade fodder.
No, it won't.
It's not easy to
And-
bring with you either.
And I got Predaking.
You like it?
What do you think?
Okay, so he's pretty good in robot mode. He is a little thin around the waist. I'll get over that. You can put the arms on in the correct configuration. So
Yes.
Yeah.
individually, they feel like straight up play school toys.
They look like it too.
Yeah. He's definitely going to be staying in combined mode for most of the time. So yeah, I wish he would have been 4 deluxes and a Voyager.
Right?
Yeah.
That's pretty much. Well,
How about 4 Voyagers and a slightly bigger Voyager?
No, because I
Just
think
something
I
to
would
smooth
much.
the proportions out.
I think I would much rather have him go with all of my other combiners except for Devastator. For some
No, that's
reason.
silly. I mean, he's Predaking. He needs to be the size of Unicron.
And I think that's finally all I got this week.
Wow, that was a nice week.
yeah.
Yeah.
My paycheck didn't think so.
Rob, did you get anything?
I got Blastoff, who, I had never had the Unite Warriors one. I like it fairly well. It is definitely, very Takara in its engineering. The thing that bothers me about Blastoff, and since it's the only thing I got this week, I'm going to go into this for a second. I hope you don't. Is that it comes so close to being engineered to work either way as in either robot mode, but does not quite. If you use the default configuration that it's packaged in for the US version, the arms don't quite fit right for the space shuttle mode.
Ooh.
They do not actually lock down. If you switch them so that you have the shuttle nose chest, like the Japanese version did, it will actually work.
That's the first thing I did when I took it out of the package.
And okay, here's the other thing about that. Just that almost but not quite engineered to work both ways. Of course, there are also like defined thumbs on those arms, so you kind of have to switch them if you want to use the other robot chest. Here's a fun thing. If you look at the back of the package, those renders cheat because it shows the toy version chest with the nose folded down so you can't see it, but then on the shuttle mode, the arms have been swapped so that they actually fit properly and the stripe faces the right way.
Oh.
So, yeah, I like it. Despite all of this, I do like it. If the Unite Warriors version was actually a little bit more delicate feeling, I'm glad I waited for this one, because I think it's, it doesn't feel bad, but it definitely has that kind of Takara feeling of having some more thin-moving parts than most of the Combiner Wars Deluxes did.
So where should I swap out the arms? So I pop the arms off.
At the upper arm.
I took them off at the ball joint.
At the ball
I
joint.
took them off at the ball joint and switched them.
And then you switch out the upper arm, the swivel piece, or...
I just popped them at the upper arm swivel. Maybe I should have done the whole thing ball joint and all.
Well,
hey, now I gotta go get my Bruticus.
Fort Max tweeted something a little while ago. Let me see if I can find it. Hasbro's version of Unite Warriors Blastoff is misassembled but easily fixed. Just switch the very top parts of his arms. The bits that stick out should face down in shuttle mode regardless of which side of the torso is the front.
Okay.
So is it misassembled, or is this like...
Well, that sounds like there is like just a factory misassembly issue.
Yeah.
And then I think the other part we're talking about might be aesthetic issues.
Yeah, pretty much.
So now the arms look like this from the side. I think that's accurate.
Yeah, I think it is. Okay, now I'm just confused.
Cool. Okay. So Don, what'd you get?
Nothing really major this week. Thanks to some Dynanomics, I basically picked up. It was more of a whim than anything else, but basically I got a Studio Series Lockdown. Still debating on why, but it does look pretty good in the package. So, and I got them for $10 after some Dynanomics, so I'm not gonna really complain. But that's really it. Blastoff is on its way. My Repugnance is not shipped yet, so maybe mine will be coming. I'll have it for next week, maybe.
Mine will be here tomorrow.
Was that Don's mic? That was Don's mic, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
I think so.
Okay. Sorry, we're just calibrating here. Cool. John, what'd you get?
So I forgot to pre-order Dinobot on Amazon Japan, and I don't feel like dropping $250 on him, so I didn't get him. I don't feel like dropping $250 now or perhaps ever. Thanks, guys. So I got Blastoff this weekend. I got Repugnance today. That's fun. I got the second pressing of the G1 soundtrack that I'll put on the wall. I'm not going to play it. So instead of spending the $250, I did spend about $200. They get $180 maybe with tax and everything on Lego Voltron, which is the greatest experience of my life. And I've only built the yellow lion, so I'm in for a treat. Anyway, so yeah, it's from the Lego Ideas program where you can present your crazy crackpot idea to Lego, and it might go through the meat grinder of Lego's approvals and actually happen. And so this is like after 2 years of round and around with the creators of this Lego Voltron. It's a thing, and it came out this week.
That, I remember voting on that like 3-4 years ago. It was one of the. It seems like it was one of the early submissions of the project, and they were like, "Nah, it'll never happen because of licensing and all that other stuff." And man, here it is, and that's just awesome.
It did.
Well,
So,
then
yeah,
we got
it's like
great
2,300
Voltron shows, though.
and it's 15 inches tall, so it's big, and it's hefty, and it's neat, and it's awesome. And if you have Dinobot money laying around, I would recommend venturing out and grabbing Lego Voltron. So
Don't hang up on John. He's talking me into Voltron, and I was trying to stay away from that.
You know what this means too? Hashtag Lego Voltron before Unicron.
Yes.
yes, we're done here.
Wait, hashtag Lego Unicron before Unicron?
I mean,
I would even go hashtag Lego Vehicle Voltron before Unicron.
yes,
Ooh, that was awesome.
that was low.
Hey, it was
like
meant
I
to
said,
be.
I'm one lion into this thing, and they've nailed it so far. So yeah, I would take all the Voltrons. I'd take the other two.
I think I need to find one of those.
Me too.
Yeah, I want it.
Lego Ideas comes out with a lot of interesting looking stuff that I would never buy.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here. But the Voltron is one that I actually would buy.
That's cool. Okay. So is that all of us? Okay, so speaking of bricks, 2011, This Week in History. Kre-O
Oh,
hits
perfect.
retail, yeah. So
Well, I couldn't have planned that better if I knew what we were going to be talking about this week.
So, Kre-O, and you can still buy it. That's amazing that it's had this lifespan, considering
Kind of.
how. I'm not going to say it's a failure. I mean, Hasbro is the one.
Are you not?
I mean, Hasbro is going to be the one who'd have to say it's a success or failure, but I mean, they still make it, and they.
They do?
Yeah.
Where?
I understand it's been pretty popular in China.
You can still get it at Family, Dollar General.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
They
stuff
have it at a store I never go to. Great.
But no, like the Kre-O brand in China actually expanded into other franchises outside of Transformers and G.I. Joe and the like. So like it had a better life there than it did here.
Yeah. So hey, Kre-O. I don't think it. I still have never put together that Terradrome that I got from Diecast.
Neither have I.
Neither have I.
Yeah. I remember seeing that
One
thing,
day,
and I was
perhaps.
so impressed when I saw it at Toy Fair.
Let's see. I think I got a basic Kre-O Optimus Prime from like the first wave of stuff that came out and put that together, and it's just like, oh, okay, I'm done with that experience now.
Pretty much what I did.
Yeah.
I seem to recall the thing I liked most about it is that it was a nice little head sculpt from Classics Optimus Prime if you needed a spare head for something.
Actually, I picked up loose from somebody's part sale years and years ago the head from the Sentinel Prime kit, which is like
nice.
It's almost perfect animated Sentinel, just in the wrong colors.
Mm-hmm.
I figured I would just like have that around in case I decided to like try to do something custom one day with something. Obviously, that never happened.
What we can say for sure, though, is Kre-O is a bigger success than Built to Rule.
Yes.
Yes.
Built to roll.
Yeah. I still find those like in thrift shops occasionally.
I
Like
feel
50
bad
years
because
ago.
the only time I would buy Kre-O is when it was on sale.
Oh yeah.
That's the way I am with Mega
Clearing.
Bloks.
Yeah,
so
so-
I'm like, it's kind of my fault it failed. Because
Yeah, I feel
wasn't-
that way about Mega Bloks all the time.
We can say that about a lot of things we collect, though. So
Well, I my feeling on that has always been, people blame buying on clearance and piracy and things like that for things failing. It's like, no, you're talking about people who would never have done this otherwise, not people who otherwise would have paid full price. There's a difference.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true.
So yeah, there's that.
That's true. I still feel like there is kind of like it builds a habit for even people who would pay full price when they keep seeing the stuff go on clearance 6 months later. It's just like, yeah, you know what? I could pay full price now, or I could wait a little bit and basically be guaranteed to get this for like, a third to half the price. Maybe I will wait.
And that's
Yeah, that's
exactly
true.
what you knew with Kre-O. It was like, oh yeah, when Toys R Us had it, you're like, oh, this will be clearance in 6 months.
And for the most part, people just wanted the Creons.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like with Lego, at least people want the kits. People just want Creons.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's people who just want the Lego minifigures too, but like,
Yeah.
I think it's more of an even split there.
Yeah. So that's cool. Okay, let's move to This Week in History. So Wonderfest was this past weekend, I guess, and a few things popped up there, but the one that was, I guess, most surprising was Masterpiece Hound. And boy, is that Masterpiece Hound.
Thank goodness we're going back to cars.
Yes. As it should be.
I don't need it. I mean, I'm going to get it.
You're a terrible person then.
Like, I'm not. I mean, I'm going to get it, and I'm probably going to sell my gun dog, but from, was that Make Toys?
Make Toys, yeah.
Yeah, but with that Sun Surge, I haven't sold yet. But I mean, I'm not super excited by it, but I don't dislike it either.
Yeah,
I'm looking at my Willis, and I'm like, yeah, he looks pretty good. But this looks just as good. I'm gonna get this one too, just because I want to see, I want to experience the transformation, and I always support the official product, and yeah, I mean, I think it looks great. I love Hound. G1 Hound is awesome. So
yeah, I mean, it looks great, but I've got Gundog, and unless Hound really brings something unique to the table, I don't see double dipping in another $89.99 for Hound unless there's something really special there. I was hoping the next Masterpiece car would have been Trailbreaker, so we could go ahead and get our Trailbreaker and Hoist out of that. But I'm glad Hound's being done. It's just,
I mean, that could be the next thing. You never know.
So what?
Yeah.
So what I hate though is I hate the fact that I actually really like the new Masterpiece Optimus.
You do?
I really don't.
I really don't.
I do.
Those shoulders look like a mess.
Yeah. The shoulders look a mess. The face is a little bit too long for me.
I think it's pretty well on model for the animated series version more than the movie version, and I do like that, and I think there's a place for that.
I didn't want it. I didn't want to like it, but I can't help myself.
That's all right. I'm sure you'll change your mind when you see the price tag, Brian.
Yeah.
Actually, wasn't the price revealed?
No.
No,
because I saw something that said $279.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
I'm trying to remember where I saw it, but
that makes it even easier to skip.
That was the price attached on the posting that I saw.
Yeah, I mean, I could change my mind maybe
when
when.
number, Don.
Yeah, I could probably change my mind when I see this thing in color, but now looking at it, I think I'm fine with MP10.
But I gotta wonder just if those shoulders are just not fine tuned and it's
it's a prototype. There's probably some looseness there. I'm sure it's not supposed to look like that, but I mean, I'm not impressed so far with what I'm seeing. But I hated Masterpiece Ironhide when I saw it too.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
once I got it in hand, I fell in love.
And I actually really like
And we liked
and also
Masterpiece Dinobot when we saw him, and that didn't work out.
Yeah.
Plus
the fact
I got the upgrade.
I always hated that. It just took you guys this long to catch up to me.
True.
Well, and there's also the fact that we know there's going to be all the repaints for Optimus, all the usual repaints. So if there's something that you missed, if there's something you missed and didn't get when in the MP10 repaints, if you want to try the mold, you can at least get a repaint at some point with the new one, so that way you have a character that you don't have and a mold you don't have. So you can kind of at least look at it that way.
So
Good
Don,
point. I will get Nemesis 3.0. Good point.
Don, will you get 7-Eleven version 3?
I would.
Actually, if they do like the Evangelion one, I mean, I like my KO one.
Hopefully they won't.
But yeah, I know what it takes.
No. See, we got Dawn 7-Eleven. What we need now is a Sheets Optimus Prime for Brian.
Heck yeah.
Oh my God,
That
yes.
would be awesome. Hey, so we talk about different versions. We have the new version of Wheeljack, which is MP20 Plus.
Speaking of boring,
And I kind of like it.
I do like it. One of the few nagging problems I had with MP Wheeljack was the white on the back of his hands with the taillights. And this, I mean, the color matches the rest of his hands. I think it looks pretty good.
I just don't see. This is like Shockwave. This is like.
It's not like Shockwave. This costs $90 as opposed to $200.
No, I mean, Yes, you're right, but also no, not where I was going. The animation of I just don't see the need to double dip. The other one is a fine. Again, it's just I don't see the need to replace that one with this one. I just can't put that much emphasis on the changes. It just.
Well, I will have one in car mode and one in robot mode.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
There you
Oh,
go.
let me
Yeah.
Just like I have Sideswipe and Red Alert.
And we'll do with Prowl,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Let's see here. Before we move anything else, any other Siege stuff? Oh yeah. So we have Siege Hound retool. What? I didn't see the story.
Oh, this is great.
It's what it is on the packaging.
Hope for
art,
the future. That's what it is.
on the packaging art. There's a picture of Hound with a hotspot head.
Hot shot.
Hot
Yeah,
shot.
hot
I'm sorry.
shot.
Cybertron
Sorry.
Defense Hotshot's head sculpt. It is pretty unmistakable.
Oh, holy
And-
crap!
Yeah, isn't that great?
That is awesome.
Yeah, and just if they decide to sell that as that mold of Cybertron Defense Hotshot, I am down for that. I would love to see some Unicron trilogy stuff in here.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, the last notable instance we had of this kind of a production error was with Titan's Return Chrome Dome, whose art had Getaway's head before Getaway was
Yeah.
announced. So hopefully this is showing that we actually will get this hot shot instead of this being kind of like how there's Demolisher parts on Onslaught, but that never came out anywhere.
I'm just going to go hit up all the Wonderfest stuff while we're there. So we are getting an Encore Big Convoy,
Mm-hmm.
which is one of those things, like, I don't know where my Big Convoy is. It's somewhere. So I don't want to buy
So you
it.
might as well buy a new one.
Yep.
Yeah. I have to wonder if I haven't checked on this, but I wonder if the Son of Kong big convoys are still running about $69, or if they've actually just dried up by this point.
Well, probably not based on your experience looking for the Son of Kong Brave toys.
Yeah,
this week.
that's true. That's very true, because that was a shock to the system.
So
But
what are we getting here? Just a straight up Big Convoy? Or
I think it's a more animation accurate deco, but I'm not super familiar with the original Big Convoy toy to make that determination definitively.
it's hard to tell the photograph with colors. I mean, the colors look a little more vibrant, but I mean, now the shoulders, I thought that was in white on the toy, but it's been a while since I looked at it.
Blade Raider in the chat says the original toy had a clear plastic left arm. Which-
The Nemesis one does too, actually.
Yeah, and it's no longer in clear plastic, just for one thing.
That's good.
Hmm.
Okay. Let's see, other Wonderfest stuff.
They also had the Lucky Draw Blue Big Convoy on the display up behind that, but as far as I was able to find out, basically it's just there for exhibit's sake and is not indicating a release of that.
Yeah. Of course, I and a lot of people own the best version of Big Convoy, which is, of course, Ultra Mammoth.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people have been mistaking that blue Big Convoy for Ultra Mammoth, which I'm sure is not going to turn into any kind of like popular misconception problem a year from now at all.
So we're also getting, is it going to be a 2-pack of Grotesque and Repugnance?
And Repugnance, yeah, as far as we can tell, it's a 2-pack release.
That's interesting.
Well, makes
Well,
sense. Might as well.
You know, they
Nick
had
Inferno?
double cross.
Double
They had
cross,
double
yeah.
cross in the Legends line already, so
Right.
they'll do the retools as a 2-pack together.
And the Throne of the Primes is also there, and that actually went up for pre-order this morning from Big Bad Toy Store for $90.
$90. Wow.
Well, that's only $10 more. That's only $10 more than Hasbro Toy Shop.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
No,
I
20.
20 more, but it's, as far as we can tell, it looks like it's going to be a general retail release for Takara Tomy, so it's not going to be as difficult to get, which, given what SDCC exclusives end up costing on eBay, probably makes that extra $20 worth it
Yeah,
at some
I
level.
wanna-
Need to keep in mind, though, you see in the picture, I think the picture you have up there, if you scroll down, there's a blue tag next to the nameplate, which basically says display sample only, actual product can and will vary.
Okay.
Okay, it's a white tag with blue text. So it probably will not actually come out identical to the SDCC release, whether it's, different Prime Masters or some other variation to keep the convention exclusive one still technically exclusive.
Yeah.
It'd be great if it had the Pretender suits in it, so it was actually better than
Yeah, like they'll
than
put
San Diego release.
they'll put the Cloudverse Pretender shell. I think that was the one they were going to include with Grand Max.
One thing I noticed is that I'm pretty sure some of the Prime Masters sitting next to it in that photo are just some of the ones we've gotten at retail already. So if we're lucky, what the difference is that they just didn't have the exclusive Prime Masters on hand in Japan to show with this, and it'll be identical.
Maybe.
So-
or it'll include like one of every Prime Master.
That would be good too.
So we got also Siege was on display, and we get to see what the packaging will look like. So it's right there.
Yeah, they've graduated generations into studio style deluxe boxes.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
because years of Marvel Legends and Star Wars Black Series have shown that people are less hesitant to pay $20 for a toy that comes out of the box.
Yeah. Psychology.
No. It's also more easily repacked, so, if you want to have the option to keep your collection in packaging,
True.
that's also kind of a benefit.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. So we're done with Wonderfest stuff. So one thing it really hit big today, and I was surprised that this was such a big news item. Is everyone familiar with Fathom Events?
Yes.
Yep.
They're the ones who did the Star Trek The Next Generation theatrical show.
Yeah, so basically what they do...
to promote the Blu-ray releases,
I may be
among other things.
oversimplifying and generalizing this, but the way I understand it, basically, is they work with theaters, and they basically rent out a screen. And they show whatever they want to show, and they make an event of it. When I say event, like literally, it's there might be like a little featurette that before something. But it's different than just going to see a straight up movie. Typically, I think they did the Dragon Ball Z.
They also do the Rift Tracks live showings.
Yes.
They do a lot of stuff, but they are partnering with Hasbro Studios to in theaters September 27th across, I guess, the U.S. at least. Transformers the movie, 1986.
In like 500 theaters, I think.
Man.
Yeah. So
That is awesome. I am so happy to be able to see this on the big screen.
The tickets go on sale Friday, so there should be the list of participating theaters at that time.
Yeah.
Right now, we don't know where you have to go to actually see this.
So I know the theater that is just south of me. The Nice Theater tends to run Fathom Events, so I'm pretty happy about that. So I'm pretty sure that Triplet's going to come down. We'll go see it. It's not like I've not seen...
there's a theater near Hey Mickey that frequently runs Fathom Events too, and we're kind of hoping they will have this, and I'll head down there for that, just for the experience.
So realistically, it's not like people haven't even recently-ish seen the movie in a theater. I mean, there are theaters all over the U.S. where, theater owners will just have a Blu-ray player and throw in whatever, and people can watch movies like this. There was an event before BotCon 2007, I think, or maybe 2010, where they did this. It's not hard at all to see Transformers on a big screen. I have a projector, and I have a 14-foot screen in my backyard. I can watch Transformers on the big screen, but seeing it in a theater...
Yes, I'm sure that's an exactly comparable experience.
It's not. It's not far off. No, it's not far off. So, because there's no...
I remember that time I went to see the Transformers movie in the theater, and then it started raining.
Oh man, that would be great. That would be great. But yeah, so there's not a lot of control over this. So they'll put it on whatever theater screen. Yeah. But it'll just be fun watching this in a theater with a bunch of people, which is going to be cool. Yeah, I've heard people complain about the picture quality on Fathom Events. I know the first Dragon Ball Z movie I watched, it didn't look great. The second one looked fine, just like any other movie. But
I only saw Resurrection F, and I didn't have any problems with how that looked.
Yeah, I
have to imagine this will be going off the 4K render they did for the Blu-ray for this, so this should look fine.
It'll probably just go off the Blu-ray.
It's got to be the highest quality version they have access to. They're working with Shout Factory too, so
it'll probably just be a Blu-ray, or it may go over satellite, whatever. But it'll be that render. But I doubt there'll be many 4K screens that are showing it. But if it was, I mean, it's not going to look any different.
So is 3.5 years old too young to take a child to go see mass murders of robots? Anyone? Wait.
Yes, because
in 1986. No.
I was about to say yes, it is, because I just have this memory that I hope they're showing The Great Mouse Detective next door, so my brother can be in that theater instead because he was too young.
So in the chat, Night Sword said Fathom did it last year with Transformers the movie, just nobody made a big deal of it. So that's kind of great.
Hey, Brian, just a quick unrelated thing. I was looking at the price for the Prime on HTS because I thought it was $79, but y'all were right. But all of Cyberverse is now in stock on Hasbro Toy Shop.
Oh my God!
Oh, cool!
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. The Ultimate Optimus is there. The Ultimate Class Optimus and Megatron are there. Everything I clicked is showing in stock.
Man, I wish I could go buy something when I'm recording a podcast, but unfortunately, I'm just too busy doing other things to go buy something. So,
I'd also like to point out the fact that for 2 weeks now I've been saying how I don't want any of these figures, and as soon as Don says they're available, I go, "Oh, really?" And
you don't want them, but your son.
Yeah,
that's what I'm buying them for.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. I don't want them at all. I have no desire for any of these toys anymore.
I'm getting Shockwave. That's it.
I kind of liked the look of Ultimate Megatron the first time I saw it. I might take a look at that eventually.
It still doesn't have any elbows, though.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, before we move along, just saying, I'm pretty sure it's Fathom that in like 2 weeks is doing a showing of Grave of the Fireflies. Definitely worth seeing in the theater, I'm certain.
And they're doing Big Lebowski here soon, too. Which is
Grave of the Fireflies. So,
well, yeah, but still.
Yeah.
This isn't going to end well for anyone, is it?
No. Okay.
I can't wait to listen to that episode of the Happy Daily.
BB-01 Bumblebee movie Optimus Prime. Up close photos of new classic Optimus Prime.
Kind of neat looking.
I wouldn't call that classic Optimus. It's just
that's not my description.
Well, Don, if you were around in '84, this would trip so many nostalgia.
Oh yeah,
if
basically it's a new version of Evasion Mode.
Is it not just the same toy? It looks.
It's a different toy.
Yeah, they say it is slightly larger, and the price certainly indicates that it's slightly larger.
It looks good.
Your size going by price.
Yeah,
I mean it looks good. It's just it is a new toy.
Yeah, it's based off of the Evasion Mode engineering for sure.
Hey, the box is very colorful. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, if this comes over, I want it.
I actually kind of like the thing, but I just, I'm not going to pay $60 for a smaller than a liter toy.
Yeah.
But look at the face, though. The face just looks kind of...
Good to face.
It's...
You don't like my face?
It's a movie Optimus Prime face. Don't. But you can at least switch between the mask being on and off.
Yeah, the mask version looks a lot better to me than the...
Well, remember, this is supposed to be set in 1986, so it's young Optimus Prime. That's why his face looks different.
Oh, there's this MAS03 Soundwave. We have new test shot photos. What's this, like $150, $200 diecast?
$199.
Comes with a transforming Laserbeak, though.
It is, yeah. Is that
and you can fit full-size tapes inside of him.
Wow.
Yeah, so probably the Ocular Max cassettes that are the size of full-size cassettes, those would probably actually fit.
Don't tell me that.
Yeah, no, you can do that.
I just told you that, Diecast.
Oh, yeah, that is a real cassette in there, isn't it? Neat.
Yeah.
Oh, now I'm going to have to get it.
Good.
Dang it.
You could wait for the Sound Blaster that will probably exist at some point, too.
No,
you can put two cassettes in it.
I'll get Soundwave.
Ooh.
Now, I just want to throw
Sound
this
Blaster
out.
comes with a transforming Rat Bat.
Yeah.
There you go. I just want to throw this out there. Since the tape in there is from the Guardians of the Galaxy, In 6 months from now, are we going to look back at this and go, "Oh, that was that hint that they're going to bring back the Marvel Transformers crossovers again"?
I don't know.
Probably not.
But
I'm
this
just
is
saying
the
so that we're right if
first
it happens.
time. This, even though it's just an accessory, this is the first time I've ever seen a licensed Transformers product that had a toy that actually transformed.
You know, you're right.
Yeah, it's
No, I mean, no, you have
that's
the music label.
usually not something they can do with the music label.
That's
Is like
Takara
produced in
Tomy, isn't it?
association with. Yeah, I mean, like it was produced in association with Toshiba or whoever, I think, but
I'm sorry, device label.
it wasn't a licensed product as such.
Device label. Was device label not third party?
Same difference.
Well, okay.
Yeah, same.
'Cause I was thinking device label, like the mouse was actually made by somebody else, but
That's what I'm saying. Like it was produced in association, but it was still technically a Takara product.
okay.
Stuff that is actually like an outside company fully licenses and does all the production and stuff themselves, typically cannot have transforming components. Like we never had
Chevy.
definitive statements to that effect. But like all the evidence points to, if you do a license thing, you can only make non-transforming toys. So you're not competing with first-party product.
Did Takara
Yeah, about-
manufacture Aveo Swerve?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that went through the normal production channels. It was just done entirely for the benefit of Chevy.
I thought Chevy designed it.
About the only other licensed
Well, I
transforming
mean, Chevy
thing I can
designed what the
think
vehicle
of.
mode looked like in that it was an Aveo.
I thought they did the engineering as well.
No, Takara had to have done the engineering on that, otherwise it would be a piece of crap.
Yeah.
Like, if they handed that up to the Galoob team to do the engineering, I don't think we would be looking as fondly back on Aveos. Oh, titaniums.
ACG 2018 Flame Toys, Kre-O, I'm not even going to say, Victory Leo,
Curry?
yeah, Star Saber, Devastator, Megatron, and more. Are these model kits? What are they?
Some
No.
of them are figures, some of them are model kits. The Megatron specifically is a model kit. I'm kind of tempted because it's an IDW Megatron that I think is going to run about $50, which compared to most of the other versions of that available is not that bad.
Yep.
And going back to the conversation about licensed products, these, of course, will not transform.
Yeah.
But being a more than meets the eye design, that's entirely appropriate.
Yes.
Well played. Well played. Yeah, I had the like more anime version Prime of this on pre-order. I think I might.
The Furai
Switch.
model, I think.
Yes, thank you. I think I might switch that to the Nemesis version and then go with IDW Prime and IDW Megs because those two just need to go together.
Seeing a
And-
licensed toy of Devastator is just so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially one that looks like it's from, like, 90s Brave cartoon or something.
Yeah.
Or Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. I kind of get vibes of that off of that Devastator somehow.
Wow, Star Saber's gun is just totally a freaking beam rifle.
I mean, he's pretty Gundam.
And he is extremely Gundam here. I mean, that's New Gundam Shield.
We have we mentioned
Victory
previously
Saber.
that Victory League? Yeah, that they combined. We've mentioned that already, right?
Well, it's on screen right
Yeah,
now.
there it is.
Yep.
Victory Saber.
What?
Victory
So
Leo,
not
Victory Leo,
transforming,
Victory Leo.
but
So the two model kits break down then recombine.
I'm not sure if those two are model kits. They may actually be figures, which of course means
yeah, those are figures.
Yeah, so Star
Oh, okay.
Saber, so Star Saber and Victory Leo do their. Wait, do they not combine, or is it a third figure that's?
No, as far as I know, they combine. I think they're in the same grade of figures as Tarn, though, so it's gonna be expensive.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like $800 worth of toy right there.
Holy crap!
So I mean, that's probably what most of the way to a vintage Victory Saber.
Probably.
So about 400. It depends. I mean, it's gonna be loose.
Yeah,
Probably not complete.
like I said, most of the way, not all the way.
Speaking of Tarn,
Oh, Tarn. I've heard so many people who like refuse to spend money on non-transforming toys,
it's
like
pretty.
just giving in. They're giving in. They're like, screw it, I'm doing it.
Now it's weird that Star Saber reminds me or more of Wing Saber, just on an initial glance.
Kinda, yeah.
There's creative license.
I mean, you do realize that Energon Wing Saber was heavily based on.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying the knee-jerk reaction I get to seeing that figure is it's more Wing Saber than it is Star Saber with the way the chest is and everything. It's just just my initial looking at it.
Well, it's entirely possible whoever did the design work for Energon Wing Saber was also just like super into the anime super robot aesthetic too, and kind of leaned in the same direction. Like, both of them are going in the same direction coincidentally.
Cool. Let's see here. One sec.
Are we pausing for station ID?
No, I had an edit anyway where I coughed, so it's like right before that, so I'll catch it. Hey, you know what? I don't have to edit out the Amazon plug. Thank you, Amazon, and everyone who uses their Amazon link to... God, I'm going to have to leave it in now. Who uses our Amazon link. It's how we pay for the show, and boy, howdy, do we need you. Anything you buy at tfradio.net/Amazon helps basically cover the cost of the show and all the hosting fees and everything, so it is much appreciated. So say you buy some toilet paper. What happens is Amazon will ship that to you. It'll cost you no more. Then what they'll do is they'll say, hey, Brian, we're going to give you a little bit of money for that toilet paper, but they're going to wait about 2 months to see if you return the toilet paper. And if you don't, they send me like a penny. And it's the best penny ever because I know that I got that penny because you love us and you bought your toilet paper from tfradio.net/Amazon.
And if you buy the really good toilet paper, like the 2-ply quilted, you probably get 2 pennies back. So, do a nice thing for your butt and a nice thing for the show and get the good toilet paper. Spend a little extra money.
And they'll send us back some of that toilet paper money.
No, yeah, I still regret there wasn't superhero time themed toilet paper. It just kind of...
Hey, but if you want to buy a Transformer, Blast Off is available. tfradio.net/blast.
I also see here in the show notes that you can buy PCP on Amazon.
Yes, Punch Counter Punch. You can pre-order tfradio.net/punch. Repugnance is at tfradio.net/repugnance.
Although I don't think Repugnance is actually available to order right now.
Oh, well, that's sad.
He wasn't. I checked because when y'all were talking about getting y'all's, mine hasn't shipped yet, and the link takes you to. We don't know when or if this will be available again. We'll email you if it does.
It's okay because Blast Off was like that for like a week and a half, and then now is back in stock.
Awesome. Hey, John, why don't you tell us about some shirts?
Sure. I'll tell you about some shirts. You want some shirts? You need some shirts. Seriously, cover up. If you go to shirtsicle.com/tfradio, Shirtsicle, it's like popsicle, icicle, but with a shirt. In fact, their logo is a shirt on a stick. Very clever. If you go to shirtsicle.com/tfradio, you will see our shirt shop, where we have all kinds of things for the robot collecting person that you are, because you're listening to this podcast. We have G2 flavored robot collector shirts. We have G1 flavored robot collector shirts. We have an RFC shirt. A couple versions of that if you're a fan of the show and you want to show it to the world. We even have a Headmaster shirt that shows some buffed stats from a certain transforming rat, from a flying rat, I should say, a bat perhaps, from 30 plus years ago. Go to tfradio.net and you'll see a link to it as well. You can even go to shirtsicle.com and see from the homepage, probably find us pretty easily, but you support the show by wearing one of our shirts. And they're fine shirts. They're made by the people who run Pro Wrestling Tees. They make gajillions of shirts every day, all day for pro wrestling fans, mostly independent wrestlers and their fans. But these shirts are awesome. They've been doing them for a long time, and they do our shirts, and we love them for that. They are also in sizes small to 5XL, very accommodating for all sizes and shapes. And you can even upgrade from a regular material to kind of a soft touch premium shirt, which is awesome and recommended if you have the resources. So again, shirtsicle.com/tfradio. That is our shirt shops. You support the show by wearing the shirt. You look great doing it. So it's a win-win. Shirtsicle.com/tfradio.
So we're talking about show titles in the chat right now. And I think the title of this episode is going to be Donstipated? Do a nice thing for your butt. Yes.
Massey, attack.
It's a shame too,
wake up
because
and
if this was a superhero time style show, and I was editing it, I would totally get me saying "constipated" from the start of the pre-show or whatever, and then the "do a nice thing for your buttons," put them together, and that would be an intro quote.
Yeah, that's great. Rob, what's on TFormers this week?
Okay,
Well, nothing as good as Donstipation.
No. We've got my review of Razorclaw from the Power of the Prime's Predaking set, and he's pretty much the best single figure out of the set because he has the least of Predaking hanging off of him.
Oh yeah.
But also, we've got the first commercial for the Cyberverse line with the new tagline, Get More Woe, which that was found for us by Rob Springer. Thank you, Rob. And he was really thrilled with that. I believe that's his official username on Twitter now.
Yeah, that's his current display name.
Yeah, display name. Thank you. That's the one.
You can
pretty
still
much
at
it.
Rob Springer on Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And at zonebase.org, which I'll mention again here in a minute. Hey, Don, what's on the network this week?
Well, one thing I want to say real quick is, Rob, I think the best thing about your Predaking reviews, personally for me, has been your glorious puns. I feel as though that you went over and above on your puns, and I'm not lying. So, good job.
Thank you. I have to admit that making the title cards for those has probably been my favorite part of the process so far.
What's on the network this week? It's a whole lot. It's one thing.
One thing.
RPG Lessons Learned, episode 65. Laying out a great campaign, starting with last season on this episode of RPG Session, On this episode of RPG Lessons Learned, Dusty asked the guys to help lay out the next campaign, just like writing a mystery novel, starting with the last page.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully it won't be a Find Your Fate book, because we all know those suck.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, sure, if you start with the last page, they do.
Because see, whenever I read those books, it was like playing chess. If you don't take your hand off the page, it doesn't count. So you could turn back to the better ending and try again.
I had two of the Transformers Find Your Fate books, and one of them was misprinted.
I remember that. It was.
Yeah, and like as a 7-year-old, I didn't get that it was misprinted, so I could never complete the story. Because, like, if I remember right, like, just literally, like, halfway through, just started, like, the first half all over again. Or something like that.
Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah, it was just...
Yeah. Diecast, what did you put up on RFC reviews this week?
I put up the Wheeljack Ultima Guard, which is their Omega Supreme. It was one I actually recorded and edited and forgot about. And then I was like, oh, this is all ready to go. All I have to do is upload it.
Don't you love when that happens, though?
Yeah. And then I also put up a self-destructing Dinobot.
Yeah.
Well, didn't someone say you got the Coda Hero version on Twitter?
Yes. Yeah. I got the Coda Hero.
Yeah.
He kept overriding and just died.
Mm. Yeah.
So, yeah, tfradio.net/reviews.
Cool.
Hey, you got it right on the first try. That's amazing.
Sweet. You can find us at tfradio.net for all our podcasts. Subscribe there. There's a link that says subscribe. You can do it on Android, Google Play, whatever Apple does now. Actually, now Google does Google Podcasts, which I hate. Even though people say they like it, I don't. Yeah, but if you want to subscribe, you can find ways to do that at tfradio.net. I am on Twitter at bkilby, and on Instagram at Brian Kilby. We are on Twitter at tfradio, and on Facebook at facebook.com/tfradio. Rob Springer, get more woe. Sorry, Rob, but that's a dumb tagline. And he is also.
Oh, let him like what he likes.
I know. I'm not gonna.
Exactly.
Not pooping in his cornflakes, but I prefer Raisin Bran. You can also find him at zonebase.org. Get more woe there. Jason, how do people get a hold of you?
I can be found on Twitter at jasonsKirk.com. I do want to say real quick that the latest episode of my other show, Povagacy, I made my co-host David watch Transformers 5 the last night. So if you want to hear him suffer through the description of the movie, go to prophecy.com/TF5 and check out our conversation there.
Okay, but did he ever watch Revenge of the Fallen?
The reason he watched the fifth one is because he's seen the previous four.
Oh,
and
okay.
I figured since he's whiffed so many times on movies he's given me to watch it, I need to give him one that he was sure to despise as well. So, mission accomplished.
Makes sense.
You know, for whatever reason, when I hear The Last Night, my brain goes to The Final Frontier, and I just realized they're both fourth sequels.
Yeah. Fifth movie.
Yeah. So,
And yet I'd rather watch The Final Frontier.
me too.
Exactly.
Me
Yeah.
too.
I mean, it's not like we had Optimus Prime climbing a mountain for no good reason.
No, He climbed it because it was there.
Merrily,
Oh.
merrily, life is but a dream. I love The Final Frontier. I really do.
What does God need with a starship?
And Optimus Prime needs his pain and your faces.
You didn't answer the question. What does God need with a starship? Chris is on the internet.
You don't ask the Almighty for his ID, Brian.
That's so great. Chris is on the internet. Matt, are you on the internet? Do you want to share?
You can find me on Twitter at Diecast2, on YouTube at RFC Reviews. No, that's on Facebook at RFC Reviews.
No, Reviews by Diecast on Facebook.
Reviews by Diecast. You can also
Well,
go to
You got your one
tfradio.net
freebie in, and now all the rest is ruined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so, Don.
I can be reached on Twitter at HMRC4EVR. And I would like to say that while Get More Woe may not be the best Twitter handle, it sounds like the perfect title for the Japanese theme song version of Cyberverse.
Oh, yeah.
It just like it would be the song title they would use for the Japanese version.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Let's see here. Rob.
I am on Twitter at Figure Reviewers and Flail-Throughs. Also on YouTube at Flail-Throughs, where we are posting videos from Gundam Battle Operation 2, which is the new free-to-play Gundam game on Japanese PSN. And if you have a request for a specific mobile suit in that or in New Gundam Breaker, hit me up for a couple of bucks at patreon.com/Flail-Throughs.
Awesome. John.
That John D everywhere.
Excellent. That was easy. So, I'm about to cough my lungs out. Dear God, I hope I don't get really sick again. That would suck.
So
You
who's
probably will. You
hosting
have
next
free
week when Brian's out?
We'll find out. Hey, Jason.
Jason has volunteered. Okay.
Excellent.
I'm fine
Well, I'll
with
definitely be
that.
streaming.
Yeah. Awesome. So, they'll see you next week. I hope I do. Have a good one. Get more woe.
That's the perfect way to end it.
Yeah.
So Blade Raider says he would dig a Jam Project song called "Get
Get
More
More
Woe."
Woe.
Blade
I had the
Raider,
exact same
Yeah.
thought.
Stop.
Yeah, okay.
Just
Yes.
stop after saying I would dig a Jam Project song, because that's really the only thing you need to say about Jam Project.
Yeah.
They can
But-
do
but
no
am I-
wrong.
Yeah, but am I not right? That sounds like it would be the perfect Japanese song title for the
Yeah.
opening credits. It just
No, absolutely.
Let's see here. Star Trek 5. I realized that.
Well, except if it was a Japanese song title, it would probably just be like "Get Woe."
Quite possibly.
Yeah, I mean that's
And-
more like.
and then it would be automatically be translated as WOE.
Yeah. That'd be the toy line tagline.
Yeah, I will say the Shockwave looks passably interesting, but I just don't see. I mean, there's no charm in Cyberverse compared to Robots in Disguise. There's just no charm at all in it. I mean, it just.
Rodimus Supreme says, "Got constipation? Get more woe in your diet."
That's good too.
Check, please.
Oh, it's okay, Don. We'll probably have forgotten about that by next week.
No, you won't. Hey,
I won't, but maybe other people will.
No, because you'll keep reminding them so they won't forget.
This is true.
I'm not. I mean, only up to a point. I'm not diecast.
Okay.
So, Brian, are you okay weather-wise? Are you all right?
I mean, it didn't go out, so I'm fine.
Okay.
Yeah, little hiccups in your connection, it seemed like here and there, but nothing really bad seemed to have happened.
Oh, dear God.
Yeah, I've been searching the whole show at Jason, and I can't find it now, the link to that Voltron.
That's okay.
Of course, I randomly saw it while on Taobao, and now I can't find it.
Yeah, John, where did you get that Voltron at, John?
The Lego online store.
Yeah, didn't you have like points and stuff to use?
Do what now?
Didn't you have like a discount or points or something you got to use on it?
Yeah, I'm a VIP member. Oh, crap. I forgot. I have like 10 or 12 bucks on a gift card, too. Didn't use that. Oh, well, whatever. Whatever. But, I think the VIP program's free. It's a point system, so they're pretty generous. So if you signed up to be a VIP and then bought Voltron, you'd probably end up with, $5-10 back in store credit for whatever else comes around.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah. And if you're a VIP, you get
John.
early access to stuff. So, like, VIP people got to buy Voltron like a week early, something like that. So,
we didn't mention during the show that it looks like Unite Warriors, Devastator, and Superion are being re-released in January.
It's fine.
Yeah,
That's for There Goes My Money.
Yeah, that's cool.
there you go.
Okay, if we ever do that again.
We will.
I'm going
Anyone free Sunday?
Quite possibly.
I won't. I'll be helping somebody move that day, so I will be unavailable.
Don, I think everybody knows now that you have,
A friend that I'm helping move,
a
yes.
friend that you're helping move, and this friend just happens to be
A friend.
This friend just happens to be a friend.
the friend
Yes.
happens to be
Respect his wishes, Brian.
Chicken Boo.
Yes.
It is Chicken Boo.
Sorry, I was
Doesn't want anyone to know.
I was stumbling because I was trying to think what is the worst thing that I could possibly say to tick Don off. And
That's up there. I mean, anything dealing with Chicken Boo, you might as well just say Beast Machine starring
What's the matter
Chicken
with
Boo.
you?
It's Chicken Boo and Death's Head 2.
oh,
Oh, rhymes. Wow.
Just like, okay.
Death's Head Boo.
Death's
What's
Head
the
Boo.
matter with you?
What's the matter with
Chicken
you?
Boo and Death's Head 2.
You don't look
I
like
want to move in
you
with
used
you. I want to move in with you.
Yeah, that would be the RC sitcom Headmaster Don and Death's Head 2.
We can do all the things the chickens don't do.
Yeah, yes, but will our theme song be as good as Perfect Strangers? Probably not.
Nothing's as good as Perfect Strangers.
No,
I mean,
Agreed. We had a little mini marathon at Hey Mickey's house, and
A couple
God, that
times.
show holds up.
yeah, it really does.
Wonderful.
And there's like 7.5 seasons of it too.
Did it
And
last that long?
It's all just as good.
Did it last that long? Wow.
Well, technically it's 8 seasons, but the 8th season was like 7 episodes long or something.
Yeah, I think it was brought back to like fill in a slot for something that got canceled.
pretty much. And that kind of works out because I think the first season was also a mid-season replacement thing.
Didn't end with
that then ran for 6 more years.
Didn't that end with him actually home and
No, it ended with the birth of their children.
They did.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I think that was the end of the previous season, maybe.
Okay, because I thought he wound up losing his job and then moved back with Balky to start living on the island.
I don't remember that show at
Okay.
all.
It's wonderful. Get
Did I
Hulu
guess,
and watch
do you
it.
do you have Hulu?
The free version?
I don't know if it's on the free version. Is there still a free version of Hulu? I don't know when I'll pay.
If there is, it's got like nothing on it.
Yeah, get the paid version of Hulu and watch Perfect Strangers, even if you just get it for a month. It's really good.
I gotta finish Game of Thrones.
Well, I think it's going to take a few years before that happens.
He's still got another year before that can be a thing.
Yeah, I mentioned this on Twitter. And it's like I feel really bad. People having a problem with Dinobot, and but in a really weird, sad kind of way. I'm kind of glad that makes me feel better that I didn't get him, which just sounds terrible. I know
It
It is
does.
terrible, yeah.
Other people's suffering makes you happy.
Yes,
no.
I'd say I don't feel
Other
bad at
people's
all.
suffering certainly makes me happy.
I gain strength from your Dinobot buyer's remorse.
I'm just glad to know that my level of too rich for my blood is still holding firm and good.
I mean, I'm still debating on keeping the Megatron pre-order. I mean, I'll get Tigatron because I really want a Tigatron, and I guess I really want a Tarantulas. But other than that, I really think I can pass on most of the Beast Wars stuff, especially at those prices.
Yeah, see, here I was mostly just thinking, like, that Dinobot's going to be so complex I'm not ever going to want to mess with it. And, boy, it certainly turned out well that I decided that.
Yeah.
I mean, for me though, the thing about Beast Wars is it's for in a rare turn of events, it's more about the show than it is the toys, which is kind of rare for me. Usually, I love the toys and I like a show, but I really like the toys. And this is like I love all the Beast Wars toys I've got for the most part. It's just I just view it more as a show I enjoy with the toys and not the other way around. But that's just me.
For me, there's something about the original toys that's very... I don't even know what word to use. Like, there's something that the original toys have that you can't recapture anymore.
Well, it also might be. Now you were a lot younger than me when the show came out.
I'm still a lot younger than you, Don.
Yeah, but to have that paradigm
You're a lot
shift,
younger. You're a lot younger now than he was when the show came out.
but to see Transformers on the shelf with this paradigm shift, just so wholly different than anything we had seen before. I mean, that's a very of the time product of its time kind of thing that you were seeing as you were looking back at it. You can kind of imagine what it was like, but for those of us who were there and saw the stuff hitting and saw the new figures and saw this new show, it was just so radical. Well, Brian remembers on ATT how it was just an explosion of talk about it. I mean, it was the biggest thing ever since the creation of the internet, which wasn't that long ago before then, but you know what I mean. Yeah.
Anyway, while I want the Masterpiece Megatron as like this, really perfect representation of what Megatron looked like in the show. There's at the same time, like, I've got the original, I've got the Transmetal, and it's like, even if you tried to recreate those toys as just regular toys and not be this, showpiece kind of masterpiece thing, you would never get it to look, feel, act the same as it did then. Like, it would never... Something would always be missing from redoing it, which is a problem I had with the Generations Beast Wars stuff. Like, even trying to... With Waspinator or Rhinox or... Rat Trap's a bad example because they changed the engineering on that so much to actually make it more of a complex transformer. But, like, Waspinator is a good example because it's so close to what the original was doing, but it still feels like it's missing every mark that made that Waspinator toy interesting.
So if nothing they do with Beast Wars toys is ever going to make you happy, why do you keep asking them to make more?
I don't.
Yeah. Now, Nightwingham in the chat said, thank God for better made KOs, and we've seen what like Wai Zhang has done for like the evasion mode Optimus, and the improvements some of these people have made to the Masterpiece Megatron. MP36 with their KOs, like the infinite transformation versions. I'm wondering in 6 months, are we going to be seeing, this may be a no-brainer, but do you think we'll be seeing good KOs from these more reputable companies of Dinobot.
I don't think they're going to bother with Dinobot. I mean, they haven't done Optimus Primal yet that I'm aware of. They haven't done Cheetor yet that I'm aware of. So,
but Dinobot is the most expensive one of the bunch, and he's also in some cases a lot more popular than Cheetor. Maybe not as much as Primal, and also there's the fact that there's probably more of a market who couldn't afford Dinobot that wants Dinobot versus couldn't afford Cheetor or Primal and wants them. So
it's the same theory behind why 90% of third party is Masterpiece G1 characters, because they have the conclusion that people want Masterpiece G1 characters more than anything else. They're not going to do the Beast Wars one because they're not G1.
Right, but I mean, but it's like I've said in the recent past. Someone in these third party companies is going to have to take a chance and get out of this 84, 85, 86 mindset. And not
if they want to keep making money.
But I'm saying the Dinobot is the best chance they've had to make something different and still make money. Again, if we did a poll on Twitter, or whatever the case it would be, would you be willing to buy a good KO of Dinobot?
I wonder what the sales figures for the Masterpiece Beast War stuff looks like compared to the normal releases.
I would say it's probably smaller just because you're for two reasons. One, you're hitting a smaller demographic of people that are as familiar with Beast Wars as it is versus the G1, I think. And two, you're also looking at significantly higher prices in some cases. I mean, like Primal and Cheetor were close to Masterpiece car prices, but there's more out there for G1 at relatively lower prices than there is for Beast Wars. So I think the sales numbers would be skewed because of that.
So Rima Supreme is saying Wheeljack had Primal planned but seems to have stalled out. It occurs to me one problem with that could be the paint dipping thing they did to get the fur texture on. That might not be something that
the hydro dip.
Yeah, thank you. That might not be something the third parties have easy access to get into their production mechanism, or if they did, it'd be the same thing that happened with the Takara Masterpiece, and the price would go up.
That's a good point.
But now Cheetor didn't use that, did he? He didn't use the hydro dip.
Possibly,
but Cheetor was also like $90, wasn't he?
Yeah, there'd be less incentive to do a knockoff of that.
Yeah, but I mean, Primal only ran about 120, didn't he? I mean, that's what I got mine for, and I don't remember much Dynamics involved with that.
Yeah, but I mean, think about. You don't have Primal yourself, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. I got the.
So think about the size of that compared to an Autobot car. Like, they're not all that far off, but Primal is, significantly more expensive by comparison.
By about $30, give or take.
Right. So, I mean, there's definitely a difference there in some regard to the production that's driving the cost up. Because, I mean, they did the Supreme Commander version, so they got another deco out of that. They're doing at least the one reissue in advance of Megatron coming out, I think, or right after. I forget if that's January or February. So it's not like they're not getting mileage out of that mold in a way that they could have predicted they would do, because they obviously knew they were going to do Megatron at some point, because they said in the one designer interview, like, we started with how big we thought we could make Megatron and basically backtracked everybody else to determine their sizes. So they knew this was something they were going to have in the pipe. So, like, some element of how they made that toy, and probably how they did Cheetor also, like, all of that stuff contributes into what these cost, and they're just proportionately more expensive than equivalent Autobot cars, or even Decepticons.
Yeah, I just think that if any of them is going to take a chance, Dinobot's going to be the one that will probably make them the most money, with it being the most expensive. But
it would also be the one that cost them the most to produce.
Right. I know. It's just it's a double-edged sword for sure. It's just I just can't imagine any other Beast Wars character having as much people that would want the figure versus not being able to afford it.
They're gonna look at that engineering and go, yeah, I think we can skip that one.
Oh, well, that's
Let's
that's
get an
true.
early start on Hound.
Yeah.
Or
the way I'd put it is that if they're going to knock off a Beast Wars Masterpiece, Dinobot's probably the one they do, but I kind of don't think they're gonna.
Yeah, because it's not a G1 thing. They don't think there's a point, probably. But there is a market for it, but the market to their view is so much comparatively smaller than for any G1 style stuff they could do instead. They'd rather focus on that, which they have more of a safe bet that's going to get them their return that they need back. Rodimus Supreme's been commenting on this in the chat, like how it's his opinion that the third parties themselves are wrong, that's where the money is. And also, this is the part I found interesting, those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it. Remember, Beast Wars was made to revitalize the brand because it was dying because G1 everything was losing people's interest. That's yes and no. G2 was already on its way out, as far as I understand, when the Kenner acquisition and then handoff of Transformers to the Kenner team happened. But I think it was more that having the Kenner people look at what was going on and then use their experience and creativity offered Transformers that new chance going in that different direction. I tend to suspect, if not for some of those events happening, Transformers might have just gone quiet again for a couple of years instead of transitioning into a whole new style. But Beast Wars did do a lot to bring new attention, new interest into the brand. At the same time, though, we would need that influx of fresh thinking and outside the box thinking. And I think Transformers as a brand, where it is right now with the movie success behind it and everything, it's locked into this perception of what it needs to be at its core, and we're not going to escape that for a while still.
Oh,
and that goes to third parties just as much as the official product, unfortunately.
Oh, hey, Diecast, I know you're probably going to get this off Taobao. Were you planning on getting the MechFan Toys Omega?
It already shipped.
Okay, because one of the people I buy from my third party stuff has it in stock for 60 shipped. I'll put it in the chat so y'all can take a look at it.
What is it?
The MechFan Toys Omega Supreme, which I don't think is a KO of anything. At least nothing I've seen before. It's and it looks pretty interesting for that legends ish.
Wonder how large this actually is.
I think it's like 8 inches.
It's not too bad.
9 inches, 23 centimeters, give or take.
That's a good size.
Yeah.
It looks it's stylized enough to be not just being another Omega, but still be Omega. But I really
that actually makes sense.
Yeah.
And MechFan Toys, I know that they're KOing a lot of the DX9 stuff, but if this is an original mold and it does well, hopefully they'll maybe even consider doing a animated Omega.
Probably not.
I think we're so far out from animated right now that that's pretty
there'd
much
be more of a chance of a knockoff Beast Wars Dinobot.
Yeah.
I
would love to have an animated Omega Supreme.
Well, yeah.
I just think it's been 10 years, Don.
Oh, I agree, but I still think I know maybe I'm tilting at the wrong windmill. I mean that's that I've done that before. I've done that before, obviously.
Don Quixote.
Yeah,
I took it right out of my mouth.
But there are characters like animated Omega if they would just take a chance and go somewhere that no one else has gone. No, no Star Trek. I'm just being serious.
To go where no one's gone before.
Yeah, but if they can
But
do
what
that,
does God need an animated Omega Supreme done?
because he's a starship.
Turned into a starship. Yeah.
But I'm just saying.
You don't ask the Allspark for its ID, Don.
Yeah, it just seems to me that if fortune favors the bold, and these are companies that, I mean, they're making money. They wouldn't have done this Omega. It just seems like there's markets out there that they can try. Well, look at Planet X. They seem to be doing very well with their War for Cybertron, Fall of Cybertron stuff, and that's about as niche as you can get from just a video game that didn't have an actual television show.
Yeah, but they started with Dinobots years before we had official generations compatible Dinobots.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
That they developed, people liking the style they do, the way they design their toys, and just carried forward on that.
Yeah. I just think there's potential outside this 84, 85, 86 if they would just take a chance and do it. I think they'll be surprised, but maybe it's just me.
The other thing you have to consider here is that, in a way, they're as much beholden to their retail outlets as Hasbro would be, if not more in some ways. Now, certainly, they can self-list their stuff on Taobao or whatever for sale in China or, anything like that, but to really get their money back, they need to get the stuff out there worldwide. Even though I've said on many occasions, I think the majority of third party is designed for that Chinese market, and I still think that's true. Getting it out to the US and Europe and anywhere, Australia, wherever, getting every extra dollar they can get in makes a difference. And if they can't get the online retailers to agree to take on their products for that global market, they're half sunk right there.
I don't know. It's just I'm not trying to be facetious. It's just I think they're leaving money on the table, and it's just it just seems like it's just so
and
perfect.
That's a done deal.
Yeah, that's a done deal. It's just like
Don, are you gonna buy all this stuff when they start making it? That's like when people said, "Oh, we want original Transformers," and then Fans Project made
or is it
Glacier Bots.
Or is it going to be like Masterpiece Dinobot, and you're gonna put off on it and then hope somebody makes a KO?
Well, when it's breaking, yes, but I bought Steel Core. I bought Steel Core's trailer. I think Steel Core is a fine figure, and I'm going to buy the repaint in that Hazard yellow and black version whenever it comes out, unless it's an exclusive. I bought the Lost Exo Realm. I got mine from.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
I feel. I
don't mean Lost Exo. I don't mean Lost Exo Realm. I mean Glacial Lord.
Oh.
I mean I bought Glacial Lord, and I've tried to support original figures if it's something that to me, Steel Core is their Universe's Ultra Magnus. It's a Power Master, and the trailer makes it look really nice. I'm probably going to get this MechFan Toys Omega. I'll probably get, if they did an animated Omega, I would get it. It's
Blade Raider says third parties don't leave money on the table. They take every penny they can until there's 10 springers.
Nice.
That's our Blade Raider.
I don't know about doing specifically animated Omega Supreme, but like adapting that into a G1 style where, G1 looking Omega Supreme turns into G1 the Arc.
The Arc, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
behind that.
I mean, animated is a very specific specific style. And I'm still amazed that they got the toys to work in 3D reality looking like a 2D cartoon. That's some of the most amazing engineering I've ever seen Hasbro and Takara pull off, is to get the toys looking like they did on the shelves. I mean, on the show, and still function in reality as a toy. I mean, that's still impressive a decade out.
I missed that.
Yeah.
Heck, if Netflix does everything, we may see a season 4 of animated at some point.
No.
You never know.
No.
would
Because
be
that
nice.
is like my dream come true. So
No, what would happen is Hasbro would start their own video streaming service that you have to pay for, and then that would be on that.
And
Then it would.
only it would be made by people who had absolutely nothing to do with the original Transformers anime.
It'd be horrible.
yeah,
Yeah.
made by the Machinima Prime Wars people.
Yeah.
And then it would be reboot the Guardian Code.
Interesting idea. Live action Transformers animated. Wait.
You
Oh,
know,
good. I broke Matt.
And me. I'm quite broken by this. Yes.
that's sort of like my Cyberverse Game of Thrones. You're not quite sure which way to go with that. Now, we'll see. That was my theory with them ending the movie franchise, and if they start it back up, what we're going to see is that's why Hot Rod is part of this Walmart reissue to get it out to more people as a standard looking Hot Rod that we're going to pick up with the movie universe kind of picking up where it left off, having their movie, and we're getting away from Optimus to Rodimus Prime, and we're going forward. That's been one of my theories.
I'm out. Later, guys.
See ya.
Bye, John.
Hey, John.
Have a good one.
Rodimus Supreme said some of the plot points from anime would be cool for live action. Well, I mean, compared to what we actually got in the live action movies, any plot points would be good.
Yes, it
Yeah.
would be
Plot
cool
points.
to have plot points in a Transformers movie.
It would be nice
What
to be able to
novelty?
point to the plot when I looked at one of those.
Angry Archer would be awesome.
Live action.
Yeah, I mean, Optimus Prime already killed Frazier, so why not?
Oh, and Aaron Archer's actually cast as the Angry Archer. You would have to cast him as the Angry Archer. No, it's just. I mean, there's. I'll probably still get Megatron just to go with Optimus, and he's a lot less complicated in engineering, so I'm hoping there won't be as many issues. I'll
The
get
most complication is like all the folding of the body, the dinosaur body panels to get them so compact in the backpack, but that shouldn't be nearly as much of a thing as Dinobot.
Well, I mean, that backpack looks a little bit better in person than some of the earlier pictures I showed. But
No, I just mean like the engineering required to accomplish that
I
should
got
be
you.
less
Oh,
than
yeah.
what Dinobot needed to actually make that model work.
yeah, it just seems like seems like they should have done like Megatron first and then tried Dinobot, or just some other order of operation to maybe get a little more experience with Beast Formers under their belt. I don't know. Maybe there is no level of experience that would make that work.
Now, didn't someone say Hasui came back and did the Hound? Is that
I haven't heard of that.
Someone-
I haven't heard anything.
someone
Yeah.
said that?
Hasui came back to work on Hound?
Or-
I thought he had retired.
There was someone mentioned that somewhere.
When did Shogo Hasui retire?
I thought it was like last year, but maybe I'm
Hound could be
wrong.
something he worked on before he retired,
That's true.
Also true.
knowing the development time. Yeah, I think that was last year that he retired. So, I mean, he definitely could have been involved with designing Hound.
Mm.
Hey, I need to probably run. So people watching live stream, we'll see. I was waving, but my camera's off.
We'll wait for you.
Yeah, we'll see you next week.
Okay.
So
All right,
Later,
everybody,
guys.
everybody take care.
bye, people.
Later.